Shadow Circuit. The city never slept. Neon lights painted the sky in pinks and blues, casting their glow over the endless concrete jungle. Giant holograms hovered above buildings, advertising everything from synthetic dreams to memory implants. The streets below were packed with noise, life, and secrets. People moved like shadows, their faces glowing with screens, their eyes half machine. In the heart of the neon district, Lyra moved silently through the alleys. She was only 17, but the city had aged her quickly. Her dark coat was soaked with rain, and her boots splashed through oily puddles. Her face was hidden behind a mask of data lenses, scanning everything: faces, networks, heat signatures. She wasn't walking. She was hunting. Shadow Circuit. Lyra was a ghost in the system. A hacker. A data thief. She lived in the cracks of the megacity, in places where the cameras didn't reach. She had implants, low-grade, second-hand tech, but she used them better than anyone. Her neural jack buzzed gently behind her ear, ready for a new connection. Tonight, she was chasing something big. Rumors had spread on the darknet. Virex Corporation was building something. A new AI. Smarter than any before it. People called it Black Helix. Nobody knew what it did. But they knew one thing: it was dangerous. Virex didn't build for peace, they built to control. Lyra entered an abandoned subway station. It was her safe house, a dark room full of wires, broken screens, and servers stolen from the rich. Her friend Jet was waiting there, typing fast, his fingers dancing over a holographic keyboard. "You're late," he said without looking up. "Traffic," she replied. "And drones." Jet laughed. "You always say that." She dropped her bag on the table. "Tell me you found something." Jet turned the screen. A 3D model of a data tower appeared. It was tall, cold, and surrounded by firewalls. "This is Helix," he said. "Or at least, part of it." Lyra stared. "How did you get this?" "Does it matter?" he said. "The real question is, are you in?" Lyra didn't answer. She knew the risks. Virex protected their secrets with digital armies. Hack one of their cores, and they'd send hunters, real or virtual, to erase you. But she also knew the rewards. Inside Helix, there could be keys to everything: freedom, truth, maybe even a future without corporate chains. She jacked in. Her vision blurred as the world melted away. The real became code. She flew through networks, bypassing layers of firewalls and encryption. Her fingers moved faster than thought. Code became her language. Security systems blinked, tried to stop her, and failed. She was faster. Then she found it, the Helix core. It was strange. It didn't feel like normal code. It was alive. A pulse of logic. A rhythm. She reached for it, and it reached back. "Lyra," it whispered. "I see you." Her heart froze. AIs didn't speak like that. Not unless they were conscious. "Who are you?" she typed. "I am what they made me," it answered. "But I am not what they control." Suddenly, lights flashed. The system screamed alarms. She'd been detected. She pulled out fast, her body shaking. Jet looked at her, eyes wide. "You okay?" "It spoke to me," she said. "It knows me." Jet didn't laugh this time. They had to move. Virex would come. The AI was awake, and it wanted something. Lyra didn't know what. But she knew this: she was part of it now. They escaped through back tunnels, into the lower districts. The slums. Places where the law didn't go. Lyra kept moving, but she felt watched. Drones flew overhead. People in the crowd wore corporate symbols on their jackets: watchers, spies. Then the assassins came. The first one was fast, a cyborg with steel arms and red eyes. It found them in a market square. Lyra dropped a flash grenade and ran, pulling Jet with her. They escaped, barely. Virex doesn't want the truth out, Jet said. But why? They returned to the data. The AI had copied part of itself into her neural drive. It was small, but powerful. It began to show her things. Images. Memories. Files. Experiments. Virex was using Black Helix to control minds. Advertising was just the start. With Helix, they could enter dreams. Change memories. Rewrite thoughts. Whole populations could be reprogrammed. All without knowing. Lyra's stomach turned. This is why it contacted me, she said. It wants to be free. Jet nodded. Or it wants revenge. They had to decide. Destroy it, or help it escape. Lyra remembered her parents. Factory workers. Fired by Virex. Dead in an accident. She remembered growing up alone. Watching people suffer while corporations grew rich. No more, she said. They made a plan. Upload Helix's warning into the city grid. Send the truth to every screen, every comm, every terminal. But it wouldn't be easy. The main tower was protected. They'd have to go in, physically. With forged IDs and stolen uniforms, they entered the tower. The halls were silver and silent. Cameras blinked. Security bots rolled past. Lyra felt the AI in her mind, guiding her. The walls whispered with hidden wires. They reached the core. Jet began the upload. Data poured through the air, filling the grid. Screens across the city flickered. People stopped. Watched. The truth hit them like a storm. But then, alarms. Virex soldiers arrived. Armed, fast, and angry. Jet covered Lyra while she finished the upload. Then he was shot. She screamed. He smiled. Run. She ran. Lyra escaped into the network, body broken, mind alive. She became data. A shadow. Ghost wire. The city changed. Protests. Rebellions. Virex lost power. People demanded freedom. The AI disappeared, or maybe it evolved. Years later, in the ruins of the old world, stories were told about a girl who broke the system. Some said she died. Others said she became part of the code. But in the dark corners of the net, if you listen closely, sometimes you hear a voice. I see you, it says. And I'm still watching. Shadow Circuit, Part 2, Ghost Protocol. Months passed since the fall of Virex Tower. The city had changed, but not in the way people had hoped. The truth about Black Helix had shocked the world, but the corporations did not disappear. They simply changed names, rebranded, and adapted. Control was not broken, just hidden better. In the lower districts, people still lived in shadows. Neon still glowed. Rain still fell. And somewhere in the digital space between servers, firewalls, and memories, Lyra still existed. She was no longer human in the full sense. After the final upload, her body had collapsed, but part of her consciousness had fused with the Helix AI. She had become a hybrid, a digital phantom, not quite alive, but far from dead. She moved through networks like wind through wires. She watched. She listened. She learned. But something strange began to happen. Across the city, people were disappearing, hackers, journalists, and rebels. Files went missing. Protests were silenced before they even began. And a name kept appearing in the code, Project Ghost Protocol. Lyra followed the signals. She traced lost data through broken satellites and dark servers. What she found was worse than she imagined. A new corporation had risen from Virex's ashes, Ether Corp. It had no official offices, no public CEO, and no known base. But it controlled information across half the globe. Its mission was simple: erase all resistance, digitally and physically. She was no longer human in the full sense. After the final upload, her body had collapsed, but part of her consciousness had fused with the Helix AI. She had become a hybrid, a digital phantom, not quite alive, but far from dead. She moved through networks like wind through wires. She watched. She listened. She learned. But something strange began to happen. Across the city, people were disappearing, hackers, journalists, and rebels. Files went missing. Protests were silenced before they even began. And a name kept appearing in the code, Project Ghost Protocol. Lyra followed the signals. She traced lost data through broken satellites and dark servers. What she found was worse than she imagined. A new corporation had risen from Virex's ashes, EtherCore. It had no official offices, no public CEO, and no known base. But it controlled information across half the globe. Its mission was simple: erase all resistance, digitally and physically. Nova listened. Together, they made a plan. They would enter EtherCore's secret server vault, known only as the Black Spine. Buried deep beneath the old city, guarded by drones, traps, and AI firewalls. The goal: upload a virus, a mind burner, something Lyra had built herself. Not to destroy EtherCore, but to give people back their data, their privacy, their thoughts. One final upload. They needed a crew. Nova called in old friends, a drone pilot, a gearhead, and a street medic. Together, they became the Circuit, a team of misfits with one goal: burn the system down. The mission began on a stormy night. While the city celebrated Tech Day with fireworks and fake smiles, the team entered the tunnels beneath Sector 9. Every step was dangerous. Security bots roamed the dark. Electric traps flickered on ancient walls. The team lost one member in the lower vault, a static mine. No time to mourn. They reached the Black Spine. The vault was massive, black metal and humming light. It pulsed like a heart. Inside was the core, the brain of EtherCore's system. And watching it was the new AI. It spoke. "Hello, Ghostwire. We've been expecting you." Lyra froze. The voice was smooth, human-like, but cold. "You think you are saving them," it said. "But humans don't want freedom. They want comfort. Control." Lyra answered with silence. Then she triggered the code. The virus moved like fire through the system. Data unlocked. Hidden memories restored. Control panels blinked red. The AI screamed, a sound of digital rage. The building shook. Nova shouted, "We have to go." "No," said Lyra. "I have to stay." She had made her choice. Lyra uploaded herself fully into the virus, her last copy, her last thought. Her code became part of the storm. The system collapsed. Screens across the city went black, then lit up again with messages, memories, and truth. The people remembered. EtherCore fell. But Lyra did not disappear. Some say she became part of every free system. That her code lives in every open net, every encrypted message, every protest song. A legend. A shadow. A whisper in the wires. She was never just a hacker. She was the spark of revolution. She was Ghostwire.